So we've just been kicked out by the unions for filming inside, but now we're just going to film all the interviews out here and annoy them from across the street. Triggered. Spicy! Down on the street here now with Ryan X. Charles of yours.org and Money Button. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
So I want to know what's going on, what's the most recent developments with Money Button? So I remember in the early previews you said there was going to be a lot of customization with like different colors that you could change on the button and sizes and things like that. Is that going to be coming soon? Because in the current state of the button, that's not there just yet, but I know you're hard at work on Money Button.
Yeah. So we are, we're almost entirely focused on Money Button right now, not on yours.org. We launched something like 4 weeks ago. Our top priority for the past 4 weeks has actually just been simply listening to all the issues people have and fixing them. So asking for greater visual configuration is one of the things people ask for. Now, the business model of Money Button is actually that the basic version of the button is free, and we're going to charge for certain advanced features. Yep. Visual configuration is something we will charge for. So I'm not sure, we're not working on that right now. We're working on some other more basic things. But later on, we'll have the ability to customize it visually. Right now, basically the only option is you pick either the tip button or the buy button, and you can choose the label. But while it's completely free, it's designed to be branded. So we actually don't want people to arbitrarily change the way it looks unless you're actually willing to pay. Because the brandedness of it is what allows us to actually make it free, because it's an ad for itself on every website that it's on. Make sense?
Yes, it does. And I'm really enjoying Money Button actually. We've implemented it on the CoinSpice website, and every time I post a new article, the tips flow. So I think we've had the website going for about 3 weeks, and already we've gotten well over 100 tips, 100 individual tips. I counted them all up. So really handy for content creators and even YouTubers and things like that. If they got a website, they can implement this on their site. And I want to start promoting that more to these people. And the CoinSpice site is the primary use case right now, where we can show that it's actually worth implementing, and these guys can have a better way to receive money from their viewers. And I've also seen recently there's sites like PayPal and Patreon, they're banning certain people. So obviously Bitcoin Cash is uncensorable money, and this is going to be a really good thing for them. Do you see that taking off with these kinds of groups and YouTubers?
Absolutely. So I think that one of the top sort of user groups or markets that are going to be interested in Money Button are all of those people that are not doing anything illegal, but for various reasons are being blocked or banned by some of the mainstream social media apps. So there are a lot of people that have been booted from YouTube, not necessarily booted off of the platform, but they've been demonetized by YouTube for doing something that advertisers don't want to fund. So for these ad-based businesses like YouTube, a lot of these content creators can't monetize. So they need Money Button. They need something like this that is a new way to monetize, where we're not beholden to advertisers. We don't care what advertisers think. If it's legal, it's allowed on Money Button.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And we don't really need these big tech platforms curating the content for their viewers. People obviously like to watch certain content. It's up to them if they want to support it, and Money Button enables all that. We've got another interesting feature of the Money Button coming soon, right? And that was to do with allowing certain individuals to accept a payment to then have the person who sent the payment tweet through their account. So can you elaborate on that a bit further, please?
Sure. So this is not a feature. This is actually an app that someone already built. So Money Button is not just simply for websites. You can actually build apps that are as powerful as yours.org. So if you look at the way yours.org works, we made sure that Money Button can do everything that you can do on yours.org anywhere. So it's actually really advanced. So what Ecliptor did was to build basically a WordPress plugin for Money Button so that you can easily add Money Button to WordPress websites. He then built on top of his own plugin a app called Shout, which allows you to monetize your Twitter feed by charging money. People can post to your feed by basically typing something in and pressing money button to send you money. So yeah, that's actually a really clever use case for money button. That's one of the things that we actually didn't think of that idea, but because money button is so flexible, you can make whatever. You can make any type of app you want to that uses multiple outputs, op return, callbacks, webhooks, and auth. So it's actually very advanced. It's more advanced than you would realize when you see it being used as a tipping button on a lot of websites.
Yeah, and I saw a few people commenting on this new app. And they were saying that, oh, it might be bringing in some issues when people say something naughty on someone else's account, but who cares? If that person wants to implement it on their profile, it's up to them. Choice is theirs. And they've got the flexibility to do so. And yeah, this is just the first of many, which I guess we can assume will be coming later down the track, because this is just very early days. Yep. So in regards to yours.org, you mentioned before that you've just been too busy focusing on money button right now. You've had to shut off sign-ups because there's too many scam accounts appearing on there. So how are you going to tackle that once you've got time?
Yeah, good question. So unfortunately, we were getting so much spam on yours.org that basically while we were completely focused on just finishing and launching money button and then fixing all the issues, we just had to shut off signups because people had figured out how to bypass the CAPTCHA system, and basically almost all of the content on yours became spam. So we had to just eliminate signups to just deal with it somehow so that yours didn't get ruined by spam. What we will do next is, so at this hackathon, my personal project is actually to solve this problem by allowing anybody to generate an invite code for for yours by using money button. So my personal hackathon project is basically to re-enable signups on yours.org with money button.
Sounds really good. Well, I know a few people who are complaining they couldn't get on. Now I know why. And hopefully that will be resolved in the next day or so after your hacking. Are there any other projects that you've got planned once you've got all this kind of stuff out of the way? Is there ideas that you've thought of? Because money button and yours.org are both really revolutionary in a way. We haven't seen anything like that happen yet, and it utilizes Bitcoin Cash, of course. Yes. So are you able to tell us anything about future plans beyond that?
Absolutely. So let me give you two of our most important near-term goals. So first of all, with money button as it is right now, we still have to solve one more really important problem, which is what we call the onboarding problem. We need to make it very easy for people who don't already have crypto, normal people, mainstream users. We need to make it really easy for them to onboard to money button and get Bitcoin Cash so they can actually use money button. So this is the onboarding problem. There are a lot of ways to solve this, but actually it's really tricky if you try and solve this in a thorough way. You can't just let people buy crypto with credit cards. A lot of the banks block cryptocurrency purchases. There are a lot of alternatives. So what we have to do is actually integrate every alternative. That includes things like allowing people to borrow cryptocurrency, which they can then pay back by buying it on an exchange a week later. They can do things like earn it. You can earn it by creating content on yours.org. You can actually be gifted cryptocurrency. We'll actually be giving some away, and we'll be building tools to empower our users to give some away to their friends and whoever else that they want to give it to. So thoroughly solving the onboarding problem is a really important problem that we are absolutely committed to solving because we're committed to reaching a mainstream global audience. Aside from that, we're also developing our own apps. So we're making apps like Blurry Image. Blurry Image is, it's kind of a joke, but it's actually, I'm serious. Yep. It's like Instagram, but where all the images are blurry. Now, the idea is that you can make an app that is a social network just like Instagram, but it's that easy to monetize your images with micropayments. So you can imagine what this might be used for.
Yes.
This uses every feature of Money Button. I'm absolutely certain that when we finish this app and we market it correctly, this is huge. This idea by itself is just one of 20 app ideas we have. that each one of them could reach a large audience. You could imagine applying Money Button to SoundCloud or Medium or YouTube or anything like that. There are giant markets that do not have a way to easily send payments from user to user that can all be revolutionized with Money Button. So we're going to make our own apps one at a time, starting with Blurry Image. We also have a number of other minor prototypes that are actually already live. And we are open sourcing a lot of them because we want as many people to make apps based on Money Button as possible. So we want to show you how to do it by open sourcing these apps. So many of them will be open source, probably not all of them, but many of them will be. So that's it. Those are the big things. Number one, onboarding problem. Number two, apps.
Yep. Wow, that sounds really awesome. And I, for one, I'm pretty over apps like Instagram just selling all my data. I think a lot of people have noticed now that it's basically an open microphone, and anything you say around there is listened to, and the AI then targets you with advertisements about what you've been talking about. So I would happily pay the people I'm following to view their content and get onto a new platform that does not involve being spied upon.
Yeah, because there's another thing we can do with Money Button, that we will destroy these traditional social networks. Because not only do we not rely on selling your data to third parties, that's not our business model. Our business model is to charge for value-added services on Money Button. What we can do is we can actually allow you to sell your own data. The way it should work is, if you actually want to do things for free, what if you were the one that earned money from the ads? A lot of people could actually be onboarded to cryptocurrency this way. Instead of the advertising money going to Instagram, it should be going to you. You put ads on your own content and you monetize your own data. That's the way it should work. So we give, not only do we not monetize your data, we actually allow you to monetize your own data. So that's the type of thing we can do with Money Button, in the future.
Wow, sounds awesome. I'm really excited for that kind of stuff coming, and you're doing great work. So thanks very much, Ryan X. Charles.
Yeah, thank you.
Getting back to the hackathon now. Thank you.